As a child, you're told children are meant to be seen and not heard, at least if you grew up in my house. Mind your P's and Q's, whatever the fuck that means. As an adult woman, you're expected to be quiet, be polite, don't rock the boat, don't be opinionated. The men are talking, don't get involved. I can remember when I was training to be a manager at Pizza Hut way before I started tattooing. They told me that a male manager who is assertive in a position of authority, they're going to be seen as strict. But an assertive woman in a position of authority, they're going to call you a bitch. So you have to watch what you say. You have to be careful. You have to tiptoe around things. And I remember being so fucking irritated by that. I'm like, what? So if I do my job and I'm just being strict, following the rules or holding people accountable, I'm going to be called a bitch when he's over here doing the same thing. And he's just being strict. He's just doing his job. I remember that pissing me off so much. But you're supposed to be soft and caring and nurturing and tiptoe around and walk on eggshells and don't cause trouble and don't shake things up. If you know me at all, you know that that's not me whatsoever. I don't fucking listen. I don't do what I'm told. Once I was old enough to have an opinion, I fucking shared it. I can be super opinionated and aggressive and loud about things that I like and I don't like and what I believe and what I don't believe, which is probably why I'm sitting here recording my 30th episode, because I just feel like I have shit to say and I don't want to stay quiet about it. Saying exactly what I mean and exactly what I want or don't want has gotten me this far in life. Had I not ignored this advice that I was given when I was younger, I probably wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I wouldn't have the job that I have. I wouldn't have my business. I wouldn't have any of this. They wanted me to be agreeable. They wanted me to stop telling people what I don't like. They wanted me to stop explaining why I thought there was a better way to do something. I can remember my first few years of tattooing, I did everything that walked in the door, which I get is totally the way that you're supposed to do it. You start out doing everything. You have to learn all the different styles. Especially if you're not busy, you got to take whatever comes in. I get that. But at a certain point, it changes. And it fucking sucked for me. It sucked from the beginning, but I put up with it because it's what I was told to do. And I really wanted to keep my job. So I just did what I was told, right? But it sucked. I hated doing some of those tattoos. And I wasn't good at them. And I fucking despise being bad at things. So it sucked for me, but it also probably sucked for the client too, because my heart wasn't in it, and I probably didn't do the best job because of that. I also wasn't focusing on what I was doing well and dialing that in. Like jack of all trades, master of none, as they say. So I'm doing all the things. I'm completely diluting my focus, and I'm not getting better at the things that I'm good at, and I'm just kind of mediocre at all of the things. But I wasn't allowed to speak up and say no. I wasn't allowed to turn stuff down. I wasn't allowed to say that this isn't my thing. I don't like doing that. And I can think of so many examples of this in my career. I remember loudly proclaiming my hatred for doing black and gray tattoos, and my mentor like losing his shit. You can't say that. There's people in the room that like black and gray, and that kid over there wanted a black and gray tattoo, and now he's never going to come to you to get that. And in my mind, I'm like, good. That's the point, right? I don't want him to ask me for a black and gray tattoo. I would much rather him go to this guy over here who does that. That's his thing. Like, please don't ask me for the black and gray tattoo. And again, I don't hate black and gray tattoos. I hate doing them. So I'm not trying to offend anyone that likes black and gray tattoos. Like, that's cool for you. I just don't want to do them. I think in color. I love doing color. So it's never been my thing since day one, but I wasn't allowed to say that because God forbid someone gets upset and they don't come to me for their tattoo. And I get what they were trying to say. Like, I was going to be pushing away clients. That's a paying client. That's money. You don't want to scare off money. But in my mind, I was like, I want to scare off that person because I don't want to do that. I don't want to do more of that. I want to do what I want to do and only what I want to do. And I'm a fucking spoiled brat, right? Because that's just, that's how my brain worked back then. not knowing that I was right. And I'm going to say that also loudly. I remember another time explaining to a client why I thought that they should rethink their idea and the positioning of their tattoo and why there was a better way to do this. And I was basically told to be quiet and just do what they wanted and take their money. It's not my job to tell them what they should get. And while, yes, that part is true, I agree. Like, I should not be forcing my opinion on the client. They should be able to get what they want to get. Yes, that's true. But most clients don't even know what's possible or what is really right or wrong with their tattoo. They don't know all the details. They don't have all the information. I do feel like it's my job to educate them, which is what I always try to do. And, was told, just do the tattoo. Just shut the fuck up, do the tattoo. Take their money. And this very religious client ended up with an upside down cross on her wrist, which she, of course, later came to regret because I had to just be quiet and not have an opinion. And I could rant on this shit forever, but there's no winners in this situation is basically my point, because I didn't speak up, because I didn't speak my mind. I didn't say what I was thinking because I had to hold my tongue, because I was just trying to be this people pleaser and not scare away clients and, just make the money, just do my job. And these are just examples in my career, but I could easily come up with a dozen real life situations where I just kept my mouth shut and didn't speak up and didn't have an opinion as well. And fortunately, my rebel spirit eventually took over somewhere along the way and I found my voice. If I had listened to these things I was told my whole life, I would still just be doing what other people tell me to do. I wouldn't be doing the things that I'm passionate about. I would be doing all these things for the wrong reasons. And I would not be in control of my life or my career. So clearly, what I want to talk about today is just being loud, speaking your mind, being unapologetic, and telling them who you are and what you stand for. When you start to speak up, things will start happening. You'll start to see that you're getting the projects that you want. Have you ever overheard somebody talking about something, a job or a project or whatever opportunity that you knew that you would be perfect for, but you didn't say anything? And then someone else got the job. This has happened to me more times than I can count. One particular project comes to mind when I think about this, and I've talked about it before, but it was a dog portrait on one of my roller derby teammates. We were pretty good friends. She went to someone else to get the tattoo of her dog because I did not make it clear that I wanted to do that. I didn't make it clear that I love doing pet portraits, that I would have killed that project. She didn't know because I wasn't vocal about it. So fast forward 8 years after I put in the time and the effort of shouting from the rooftops that I specialize in dog portraits and love doing them, and that's what I want to be doing. Guess what? I got to tattoo her other dog on her. Another benefit is getting paid what you want or what you deserve. People will pay you what you believe that you're worth, but you have to have confidence in yourself and believe it yourself and ask for it. If you tell your client the price as a question, have you ever heard anybody say, like, how does 250 sound? Is that good? Does that sound good to you? Why are you asking your client what the price should be? You should be able to clearly and confidently tell them, this is how much time I spent on you. This is what you owe me. This is the price of the tattoo. If you're questioning it yourself, you're going to make them question it. You're putting that question in their mind and they're thinking, is she trying to rip me off? Why is she questioning the price? Is she not actually worth that much? She doesn't believe in herself. And then you're causing them to doubt you. So you put that question in their head. You have to be super confident about what you're saying. You say, this tattoo costs this much, and that's it. Just tell them the price. Ask for what you want for it. Within reason, though. Like, you have to actually be worth it. Don't bullshit yourself and try to take advantage of people. But, be confident about what you're asking for. If it's a reasonable price and you're worth the time, the money, ask for what you deserve. Hot tip here. If every one of your clients says to you, that's it, you should be charging more. If you've heard that phrase from any of your clients, you should be charging more. And you know it. and you know that you deserve it. So just ask for what you want. And if you're not making your own prices, you're not in a service-based job, you're paid hourly or a salary, guess what? Raises don't just fall out of the sky. 90% of the time, you have to ask for that raise. The worst thing that they can do is say no, but the best case scenario, you get a raise. But again, don't bullshit yourself. You have to show up with facts and stats to back up why you deserve this pay, but if you're not asking, very few business owners are just going to offer up some extra money to you, especially if you work in some kind of corporate setting. You're just a number. You're not a person. They're not just handing out raises. The people that get raises are the people that ask for them. Another benefit of being able to speak your mind is getting opportunities that you never thought you would get. Last year, I scored a guest spot working with an artist that I have looked up to my entire career. I decided, fuck it. I'm just going to go for it, do the scary thing, ask for something that I didn't even really feel qualified for, and just see what they said. Like, worst case scenario, they say no, right? And then I just try again next time. But I asked to do a guest spot at Night Owl Tattoo with Timmy B up in Massachusetts. And I was very, assertive about it. I was unapologetic. And guess what? They said yes. And I got to go do this thing that I've always wanted to do because I spoke my mind. Timmy B was never going to reach out to me and ask me to come tattoo at his shop. You make your own opportunities, but you're not going to find them by staying quiet and playing small. Opportunities can also work in really sneaky ways. So even if you don't get a yes from someone, you might be setting yourself up for an opportunity down the road. For example, last year, I was headed to the Richmond Tattoo Convention to see some seminars, and one of the presenters dropped out last minute. Me being this opportunist that I am, I immediately reached out and was like, hey, just so you know, I have a seminar that I do, and I would be happy to do that for you guys to fill in, and I'll even do it for free. Of course, I was turned down because who the fuck am I? They've never heard of me. They have no idea what my seminar is about or if I'm any good or anything. But now I'm on the radar. And maybe it didn't work out that time, but maybe next time they'll think of me or they'll give me a shot if I ask. And sometimes just being present and speaking up and offering your insights and opinions and knowledge can open up some unexpected doors for you. I've been in and around the tattoo communities for a long time online, and I chime in with my 2 cents and I participate in their group discussions and their weekly video meetups and stuff. And I share who I am and what I know and what I can do. And this ended up landing me a spot as a guest speaker for an online tattoo community called Jackpot. And if you want to listen to that presentation, actually, it's you can go back to episode number 6. It's called Find Your Unique Style. It's my entire presentation that I gave to them. And it was a really cool experience and really fun. And it also landed me a nomination from Gabe Ripley for the Icons and Prodigies convention. And it's just kind of cool. Like the more you put yourself out there, the more things you ask for, the more you speak up and make yourself known and make your presence and just what you have to offer people, make it known and be loud about it. It's just incredible how it kind of snowballs and you start getting these crazy opportunities coming out of nowhere. It also creates a clear line in the sand for you. So things that you like or don't like or want or don't want. So me being loud about not liking black and gray tattoos, I don't do them. I don't do them anymore. No one ever asks me for them. I'm so loud about it that it's almost a joke now. People are like, oh, don't go to Missi for black and gray. She hates black and gray. Good. I'm glad. They're all trained. They know. Now, if I ever wanted to switch gears and go back to black and gray, I might have a little bit of a struggle with that. But I don't ever see that happening unless I just get so tired of packing color ink bottles. I don't know. But I have them trained now. No one's coming to me for black and gray tattoos. And that's because I put in the work of being very vocal about it, being very upfront and honest about what I love and what I don't. Tribal tattoos, another one. Never going to get a request for tribal tattoos. And if I do, I'm going to make sure they're okay and find out if they're lost and if they need an adult, because I don't know how they got here. I'm very open about my dislike for tribal tattoos. Again, if that's your thing and you like tribal tattoos, great. I love that for you. It's not for me. I don't want to do them. The hours that I'm available, I was told you can't work Monday through Friday as a tattoo artist. You have to work nights and weekends. The fuck I can't. I am, and I have been for a very long time. Probably a decade now. I've been working Monday through Friday because I said, this is what I want and this is what I'm going to get. And if it chases people away, good. Those are not my people. If they can't come in during the week to get tattooed, I'm sorry. There's plenty of other tattoo artists out there that can get you in on a Saturday or get you in on a Friday night. It's just not going to be me. There's also plenty of people out there who work nights. Maybe they work in a restaurant or overnight or whatever. I tattoo a lot of nurses. They work overnight. They're free during the day. They can come in Monday through Friday during the day and get tattooed, and they're my people. And I found them because I was very adamant about what I wanted. And I was very clear about the things that I like and I don't like. And I don't like working weekends. I'm not going to do it. Granted, I definitely earned this. I've been tattooing for 21 years and my schedule being full allowed for me to make this transition to working weekdays only. But, I put in the work, I got there, and that's what I wanted and I stuck to it. And I didn't allow these voices telling me that I can't do this as a tattoo artist to stop me from trying to get there. Being very open about what I like and what I don't like and my opinions also dictates the type of people that are around me. For example, my clients, I don't get clients anymore that I don't like or like they're just like a bad fit. It's a very rare I have someone sitting in my seat that I don't enjoy hanging out with. Most of my clients, we're very similar people. We have a lot in common. We get along really well. I have a great time talking with them and spending the day with them. Very rarely do I get someone in my seat that I'm like, whoa, like you suck. How'd you get here? It just doesn't happen anymore because I just put myself out there. I don't get men being inappropriate anymore. This used to happen all the time. And maybe it's my age. Maybe I'm just getting older and I'm not like approachable anymore or no one cares about me anymore. But it doesn't happen. I don't put up with it. And the slightest hint of someone getting weird or inappropriate, I'm done. I'm not tattooing. I'm not working with you. And I think that me being very strong in that area, people don't even try. I don't get people who don't value my time anymore either. Every once in a while there's someone, but I'm very quick to cut them loose. Like if people are going to fuck around and cancel on me and, last minute reschedule, whatever, if they're taking advantage of me being nice and they're wasting my time, I'm not going to keep them around long. There's someone else waiting that's a better fit that's not going to take advantage of me like that. It also affects the people in my friend circle. So these people that I'm allowing into my circle, I'm very clear that I'm sober. I've been sober for 10 years and I don't care if that hurts your feelings and I don't care if that makes you feel some kind of way. I don't care what you do. But I'm sober. I don't want to be around people who drink and party and live that kind of lifestyle. That's not my people anymore. It used to be a long time ago. And no judgment on you. If that's your thing, go for it. Have your fun, whatever. Don't involve me. I don't want to be around it. And there's no hard feelings there, but I just am very, very open about that part of my life. And it's, I think, pretty well known that I don't do that kind of thing and I am sober. And so this attracts other sober people to me. I have a lot of sober friends that it was so crazy in the beginning when I first started stop drinking. I didn't know a whole lot of people that didn't drink. I would say I don't think I really knew any. I think James was the first sober person I ever met. And it was weird to me to find people that didn't drink. So the longer I do this, the more of them I'm finding because I'm being open about it. Had I been hiding it all this time and just going along with it and hanging out with people who are drinking and partying and stuff, I probably never would have found my actual tribe of people. And I want to be surrounded by people who are always pushing and challenging each other. And I'm really stoked to say that my friend group is that. We push each other, we challenge each other, and we can take and give feedback because that's so important. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm always trying to be better and grow as a person. And if you don't have people close to you that can tell you when you're wrong or tell you, when you're fucked up or what, something that you need to work on, I need that. We all need that. I mean, there's definitely a line of people where, they take it too far and they're mean about it. But if you can have like real honest conversations with people and they can give you feedback as well as take it, like that's the kind of people I want to be around. And that's the kind of people that I now attract because I'm like that and because I'm open about that. It also affects the people that I work with. I know I have high standards. I'm ambitious and integrity is really important to me. And I want to surround myself with people that are like that, that are hard workers and have a positive mindset. I can't stand a complainer, like somebody who, I mean, complaints are one thing if you're also coming up with a solution to try and fix the problem, but I can't stand just being around someone who complains and does nothing about it. It makes me insane. Problem solvers, which I guess that goes hand in hand. So I just love someone who can fucking solve a problem or help me brainstorm a problem or again can take and give feedback. Like these are the people that I want to be surrounded by. I project that out and they come back and it just attracts these people and people who care about what they do. So the more freely I talk about these things and the more loud I am about these things that I care about and these things that are important to me and the type of people that I enjoy being around, the more it's attracting them and the more it's deflecting all of these other people that I really don't want to deal with anyway. And it's really, over the years, I've really had to learn these lessons the hard way and I've had to let people go for all of these reasons too. As in my personal friend circle and also in business, I used to give people the benefit of the doubt for way too long. I'd be way too hopeful and just, I'm a fixer. Like I can fix them or, this isn't that big of a deal. Like I'm sure they'll get better. They'll work on it. They're working on themselves, I'm sure. But the fact is, I was hiring people before I was sure they were the right person and I'd make excuses for them and hang on to them for way too long in friendships and in business. And because they were my friends, I liked them, I want to keep them around. And especially in friendships, I think sometimes you're like, well, we've been friends for so long. It's like you have to keep being friends because you've been friends for so long. And that's just really not the reality of it. The older I get, the more I realize that it's okay to not stay friends forever. And I don't think it's very natural to stay friends forever with people unless you're changing in the same direction. Like a lot of times people grow and they change in opposite directions. It's okay. Like it becomes a really strained relationship at that point. You have to just let them go. And it doesn't have to be a sad thing. It can be just, another stage of life. But I definitely have been guilty of holding on to people way too long. But as far as hiring now and firing, I hire really slow. I make them jump through a million hoops and I almost try to scare people away so that they won't want to work here. And I'm very clear about what it's like here and try to list all the reasons why they should run. And if they don't scare easily and they still want to be here after that, I know that I have the right person. But if it's not working out, I'm very fast to fire them. Not in the slightest little thing, I'm going to fire somebody, but I'm just very clear about my expectations and what I want out of this, person in this role and what I like and what I don't like, what my deal breakers are. So it should be no surprise to someone if I have to let them go because they know what I'm expecting. And if they're not meeting those expectations, I'm not quiet about that either. I'm very, very clear about it. So it should be no surprise to anyone. When it's all said and done, this has gained me the best fucking crew ever. The people that I work with are just fucking awesome. I love working here. And not because it's my shop, because it's just a great place to be. It's the best work environment. It's one of the biggest compliments that the business gets is the atmosphere and the environment. If you go to our Google reviews, Bluebird Tattoo Studio in Hanover, you'll see everyone's like, the vibes in the shop are awesome. The environment's great. It's so welcoming. The atmosphere is amazing. It's the number one thing that people talk about. We just have the best vibes. It's no secret. And it's because we are so clear about what we like, what we don't like, what our expectations are, what we want. We're very loud about it. And when you can do that and voice your wants and your needs and your likes and dislikes, you're going to find your tribe and you're going to weed out the people that don't belong and you're going to weed out the fake ones. And you can't get upset when you scare some people away because it's opening up the space for the right people. And if you're patient long enough, those right people are going to start showing up.